Now I'm flexing like the jack of all trades. Yeah. And shout out my dog Andre. He a jack of all trades.
Alright guys, so today's video is going to be on the Monster Boomerang Bluetooth neck speakers. These things are awesome. Alright, I'm using them right now for work. We are able to listen to music at work, but these things can do a lot more than that. You can listen to music, podcasts, you can use them for video games, and you also can use them just to watch TV. They are Bluetooth enabled and they have 3D sound. Currently they are on sale, and I wanted to get this video out to you guys before the sale ends. Basically, today's video is to show you which one of these is the bang for the buck, which one of these are the best. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start out with the Monster Boomerang model number MS31901. Now, this model comes in two different colors. You get black and gold, and you get black and silver. They are both the same neck speaker. All right. So don't think that just because you have the gold ones, they're better than the silver. They're the exact same thing. These are more on the heavier side. They're a little more heavier than the petite ones that we're going to talk about later, but the sound quality in these are awesome. Now, the USB charging port is right here on the side. You just have to pull out this rubber piece here. Make sure that you put the rubber piece back because that stops water from getting into the actual port itself. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to remove the protective cover because I want you guys to see the 3-watt speaker system setup. Now, right here is the speaker, and up here is the diaphragm for the bass. You get 2 speakers and 2 diaphragms on this neck speaker, which gives you a 3D sound. The cover is perforated so that the sound can come through, and it's also covered with a soft material. So in short, you're getting a 3-watt speaker system, 2 speakers, and 2 bass diaphragms. You're also getting Bluetooth version 5.0 with a range of 33 feet. The battery capacity is 3.7 volts at 800 milliamp hours. With 25% volume, you get 15 hours. 50% volume, you get 12, and 100% volume, you get 6 hours. The charging time is an hour and a half. The charging cable that it uses is a USB-C. The IPX level is IPX7. That's the water resistance, and the weight is 216 grams. All right, so let's talk about the function keys. The first one is the multi-function key. The second one is the power on and off, the volume down, and the volume up. These all are the function keys. Now, what we're going to do is talk about what the function keys can do. In power off mode, pressing the power button for 2 seconds will turn on the system. You will hear an opening tone. To power the system off, you will press the power button for 2 seconds again, and you will hear a shutdown tone. Once the speaker is turned on, it will enter pairing mode automatically. If a Bluetooth device is connected, press and hold the multifunction key for 2 seconds. This will disconnect the device and make it ready so that another device can be paired. When you're in music playback mode, short pressing the multifunction key will play or pause the music. To answer a call, short press the multifunction key. To reject a call, hold down the multifunction key for 2 seconds. To end a call, short press the multifunction key. Short pressing the volume button up or down will turn the volume up or down on this unit. While in music playback mode, press and hold the volume up for 2 seconds to go to the next song. Press the volume down for 2 seconds to go to the previous song. First gen Monster Boomerang neck speakers, model number MS31901. All right, so let's move on to the Monster Boomerang petite speakers. The model number for these are MS32103. These are the silver edition. As you can see in the background, I have the gold and the silver for this version. Like I said earlier, silver and gold are exactly the same. It's just your preference if you want silver or gold on your neck speakers. The Monster Petite model has a slimmer design than the previous Gen 1 Monster neck speakers. The second gen Petite version is very light in weight for extreme comfort. Now on the Petite version, they made sure to put the USB charging port on the back of the neck speaker, which makes it harder for water to penetrate the USB port. Even though the Gen 1 has the USB port on the side, I never have any problems with water penetrating the USB port. All right, so now we're going to remove the protective cover or grate from the second gen. I want you guys to see the 3-watt speaker system for this neck speaker. You can tell that the actual speaker itself is a little smaller than the Gen 1, but the diaphragm for the bass is exactly the same. So since the petite neck speaker is a lot slimmer than the Gen 1 neck speaker, the speaker has to be smaller to be able to compensate for the size of the petite. You're getting a 3-watt speaker system, 2 speakers, and 2 bass diaphragms. You're also getting Bluetooth version 5.0 with a range of 33 feet. The battery capacity is 3.7 volts at 800 milliamp hours. With 25% volume, you get 15 hours. 50% volume, you get 12, and 100% volume, you get 6 hours. So in short, the Bluetooth version, the speaker wattage, the battery voltage and milliamp hours, and the USB charging port are all the same. So the Petite's multifunction keys are located on top of the actual unit. I don't typically like that location only because if your hands are dirty, the grates or the covers are going to get dirty. The first gen has it on the side and it's rubber coated. So even if you get them dirty, you can wipe them off. But since the Petite has them on top, you can wipe off the actual button. But if it happens to get on the cover, it's harder to remove it. The function keys are the same. It's just the images are different. The circle is the multifunction key. The play button is the power on and off. And the plus symbol is volume up. And the minus symbol is volume down. But they are exactly the same and they do the same thing. So if you want to know exactly what these buttons do on the Petite, just go to the beginning of the video where I explain what the function keys actually do. All right, so some of the key differences between the two devices are the gold ones, which are Gen 1s, are a lot heavier than the Gen 2s, but they are louder in sound. When you actually turn on the Bluetooth, you get like an extra boost in sound, all right, compared to the Petites. But the Petites actually have Google Assist. If you double press the circle button, you get Google Assist, where the Gen 1, which are the gold ones, they don't have that. But the gold ones actually have a feature where they automatically turn off if you're not using them. The Petites do not do that. So they'll stay on until they die. But the Gen 1s, which are the gold ones, they actually have a feature where they turn off. Now here's a comparison of them side by side so that you can see the difference in size in the speakers. We're going to deep dive into these neck speakers and take them apart so we can see the backside, what's underneath. All right, so this right here is the Gen 1 speaker and diaphragm. Let's pull it apart so we can see the backside of the diaphragm and the speaker. As you can see, this speaker is pretty beefy. And the diaphragm, that just helps with the bass coming from the actual speaker. Now up next is the Gen 2 neck speaker, the diaphragm and speaker. Let's look behind and see how big this speaker is. Now you see that? You see how small this speaker is? And the diaphragm is exactly the same. So the only thing you're really getting from the Petite speaker is the Google Assist. I mean, guys, come on. Look at the left side, which is the Gen 1. Look at the right side, which is the Gen 2. Look how much bigger and beefier that speaker is on the left side. So for those of you who need more sound when you're using it to talk to somebody, you need the voice to be louder, I'm going to pick the Gen 1 monsters over the Gen 2. I mean, I don't technically need Google Assist. But guys, that's all I have to say about these two speakers. They are both good. It's just that the Gen 1s are louder. I mean, come on. Who doesn't want louder speakers? All right, guys, for those of you who need to know where to get these, I will have them in the description area. Just check them out. J.O.A.T.D, and I'm out.